3, 2, 1. Lift off.
Stage 1 chamber pressure is nominal.
Plus 45 seconds into liftoff, and Falcon 9 has successfully lifted off from Launch Complex 39A at Kennedy Space Center, carrying our stack of 49 Starlink satellites to low Earth orbit.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition and liftoff.
Vehicles pitching downrange.
Chamber pressures are nominal.
Power and telemetry nominal.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition and liftoff.
Vehicles pitching downrange.
Stage 1 chamber pressure is nominal.
Falcon 9 has successfully lifted off from Launch Complex 39A at Kennedy Space Center, carrying our stack of 49 Starlink satellites to orbit. Moments ago, we throttled the engines down
Telemetry nominal.
in preparation for max Q, or maximum aerodynamic pressure, which will happen here in just a few seconds at T plus 1 minute and 12 seconds.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition and liftoff. In Busca al Lupo. Go Falcon, go Cosmo.
Vehicle is pitching downrange.
M1D chamber pressures are nominal.
Falcon 9 has successfully lifted off from Pad 40 at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station, carrying the Cosmos SkyMed satellite to a polar sun synchronous orbit.
Power and telemetry nominal.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition. Liftoff of L-87. Go Falcon, go, go.
Vehicles pitching downrange.
Nominal first stage chamber pressures.
We're now T plus 40 seconds into the NROL 87 mission. Falcon 9 is throttling down in preparation.
Nominal power and telemetry.
In preparation for max Q.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Liftoff, Starlink 47.
Vehicle is pitching downrange.
M1D chamber pressures are nominal.
We are T plus 40 seconds into liftoff. Falcon 9 has successfully cleared pad 39A and carrying
Power
our
and
stack
telemetry
of
nominal.
49 Starlink satellites into orbit.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Engines full power. Liftoff, Starlink 48.
Vehicle switching downrange.
M1D chamber pressures nominal.
Falcon 9 has successfully lifted off from Space Launch Complex 40 at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station,
Power and telemetry nominal.
carrying our stack of 46 Starlink satellites to low Earth orbit.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And liftoff of Falcon 9, Starlink 4-11.
M1D chamber pressures are nominal.
T plus 42 seconds into flight, Falcon 9 has successfully lifted off from Vandenberg Space Force Base, carrying our stack of 50 Starlink satellites to orbit.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition and liftoff.
Chamber pressures nominal.
T plus 40 seconds into flight, Falcon 9 lifting off from Space Launch Complex 39A at the Kennedy Space Center.
Power and telemetry nominal.
Carrying 47 Starlink satellites to low Earth orbit.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Engines full power. And liftoff, Falcon 9, Starlink 410.
Vehicles pitching downrange.
Falcon 9 has successfully lifted off from Space Launch Complex 40 at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station, carrying our stack of 48
telemetry nominal.
Carrying our stack of 48 Starlink satellites to low Earth orbit.
Falcon 9 has successfully lifted off from Space Launch Complex 40 at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station, carrying our stack of 53 Starlink satellites to low Earth orbit.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mission and liftoff of Transporter 4.
Pitching downrange.
Stage 1 chamber pressure is nominal.
We're at T plus 40 seconds. Awesome views from Falcon 9 punching through the clouds. Falcon 9 has cleared the tower and we're currently
telemetry nominal.
Throttling down in preparation for max Q at T plus 1 minute and 12 seconds.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition. Stop. Go Falcon, go Dragon. Godspeed, Axiom 1.
Copy 1 Alpha. Vehicles pitching downrange.
Together, a new chapter begins. Godspeed AX-1.
Stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
T plus 38 seconds into this historic mission, flying crew on board Dragon and Falcon 9.
Alright, telemetry nominal. Stage 1 throttle down.
Throttling down in the preparation for max dynamic pressure.
Falcon 9 is supersonic. Max Q.
Stage 1 throttle up.
Merlin 1D engines coming back up to power.
1 Bravo. Copy 1 Bravo.
The crew calling out 1 Bravo should a escape situation arise. It tells the Dragon flight computer what profile to fly using the Super Draco engines. But everything is looking good on Falcon 9. We're getting nominal callouts from all the engineers and a great view from the ground camera and the onboard cameras.
Invac chill underway.
Beginning to chill in the second stage turbo pump in preparation for its ignition coming up in just over half a minute from now. Coming up on about 3.5 G's acceleration for the crew. We'll begin throttling down the Merlin engines to hold that level of acceleration.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Ignition. Liftoff. The Falcon 9. Go NROL 85.
Pitching downrange. Stage 1, chamber pressure is nominal.
We're T plus 42 seconds into the NROL 85 mission. We heard that first call
Power
out.
and telemetry nominal.
And power and telemetry are nominal. We're now into the throttle down. Falcon 9 decreasing thrust to prepare for max Q, the highest amount of aerodynamic pressure.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition and liftoff of Starlink 414.
Vehicle's pitching downrange. M1D chamber pressure is nominal.
As you can see on your screen and heard by the cheers of folks with me here at Mission Control, Falcon 9 has successfully lifted off from Space Launch Complex 40, carrying our 53 Starlink satellites.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition and liftoff. Go Falcon. Let freedom ring. Guiding speed 34.
Vehicle is pitching downrange. Copy 1 Alpha.
Freedom soars and the Dragon flies forth. Vehicle already pitching downrange. All 9 Merlin engines have lit.
Stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
Getting good performance on stage 1 propulsion already.
We are T plus 35 seconds into the 4th rotational crew mission on board Dragon and the Falcon 9. The 9 Merlin 1D engines on the first stage are beginning to throttle down.
Throttle down.
In preparation for max Q. This is where the vehicle will experience the highest amount of aerodynamic pressures, so we'll throttle down the engines in preparation for that event.
Vehicle is supersonic. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition. Liftoff for Starlink. Go Falcon. Go Starlink 416.
Vehicle is pitching downrange. M1D chamber pressure is nominal.
Falcon 9 has successfully lifted off from Space Launch Complex 40, carrying our 53 Starlink satellites. Now, although at liftoff gravity is pulling the vehicle straight down, as we ascend, we tilt the engines.
Power and telemetry nominal.
And tilting those engines is called gimbaling. That turns the rocket horizontally, and you can kind of see that there on your screen. So we are still going up, but we're also heading horizontally away from the launch pad. And that is what we call a gravity turn.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition and liftoff.
Vehicle is pitching downrange. M1D chamber pressure is nominal.
and Falcon 9 has successfully lifted off from Launch Complex 39A, carrying our 53 Starlink satellites. Although at liftoff, gravity is pulling straight down on the rocket. As we ascend, we'll tilt the engines, technical term is gimbling, and that turns the rocket horizontally. We're still going up, but now we are also heading horizontally away from the launch pad.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition. And liftoff. Go Falcon, go Starlink.
Pitching downrange. M1D chamber pressure is nominal. Acquisition signal, send equal time.
We are T plus 42 seconds into flight. Falcon 9 has successfully lifted off from Space Launch Complex 4E, carrying our 53 Starlink satellites into space.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition. And liftoff. Go Falcon, go Starlink.
Falcon is pitching downrange. M1D chamber pressures are nominal.
Successful liftoff of Falcon 9 from Space Launch Complex in Florida, bringing 53 Starlink satellites into orbit. This first stage lifting off for its first time.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Full power. And liftoff.
Vehicles pitching downrange.
Nominal first stage chamber pressures.
Falcon 9 has successfully lifted off from Launch Complex 39A, carrying our 53 Starlink satellites into space. Now, moments ago, we did throttle down the engines on the first stage, and this is in preparation for max Q.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition and liftoff.
M1D chamber pressure nominal.
Vehicles pitching downrange.
We're now T plus 43 seconds into flight. Falcon 9 has cleared the tower.
Power and telemetry nominal.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition and liftoff.
M1D chamber pressure nominal. Pitching downrange.
T plus 40 seconds into the mission, Falcon 9 has successfully lifted off from Space Launch Complex 40 at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station, carrying the Nilesat 301 satellite to a geosynchronous transfer orbit.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition. And liftoff.
M1D chamber pressure is nominal. Vehicle is pitching downrange.
We are T plus 37 seconds into the mission. Falcon 9 has successfully lifted off from Launch Complex 39A, carrying our 53 Starlink satellites into space.
Power and telemetry nominal.
T-minus 15 seconds.
Falcon 9 is configured for flight.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition. And liftoff.
Vehicle pitching downrange.
Stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
We are just over T plus 40 seconds into flight, and we saw Falcon 9 pierce the cloud layer, and it is up, heading into space right now.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition. And lift off of Falcon 9. Go Falcon, go Globalstar. Vehicle is pitching downrange. Stage 1 chamber pressure is nominal.
Falcon 9 has successfully lifted off.
Power and telemetry are nominal.
Falcon 9 has successfully lifted off with Globalstar FM-15 satellites and has throttled down to prepare for max Q.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition and liftoff.
M1D chamber pressure is nominal. Pitching downrange.
Falcon 9 has successfully lifted off from pad 40, carrying the SES-22 satellite.
Telemetry nominal.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition and liftoff.
Stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
Vehicle pitching downrange.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition. And liftoff of the Falcon 9 and Starlink.
Pitching downrange. Stage 1, chamber pressure is nominal.
Power and telemetry, let me know.
Falcon is supersonic.
On the beach.
T-minus 15.
And here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Engine ignition. And liftoff. Liftoff of SpaceX's Falcon 9 rocket, launching Dragon on the 25th mission to resupply the International Space Station with cool science and a new advanced instrument to more effectively study our planet's climate.
Power and telemetry nominal.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition and liftoff of Starlink 422.
Stage 1, chamber pressure is nominal.
Vehicle's pitching downrange.
Power and telemetry nominal.
Falcon 9 is supersonic.
With that, the vehicle is traveling faster than the speed of sound. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition and liftoff of Starlink 3-2. Go Falcon 9. Vehicles pitching downrange. M1D chamber pressures are nominal.
Power and telemetry nominal.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition and liftoff.
Vehicle is pitching downrange. Stage 1, chamber pressures are nominal.
As you can see on your screen, Falcon 9 has successfully lifted off.
Nominal power and telemetry.
15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition. And liftoff. Danuri, Danuri.
Vehicles pitching downrange. Stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
Falcon 9 has successfully lifted off from Space Launch Complex 40 at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station, carrying the KPLO payload to a ballistic lunar transfer orbit.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition. And liftoff of Starlink. Go Falcon, go Starlink.
Nominal first stage chamber pressures.
Falcon 9 is pitching downrange.
Falcon 9 has successfully lifted off from pad 39A.
Nominal avionics, power and telemetry.
And we are throttling down those engines in preparation for max Q, that is maximum dynamic pressure.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition. Lift off of the Falcon 9.
Beacon 1D chamber pressure is nominal.
As you saw, we had a beautiful lift off of Falcon 9 from Vandenberg
Power,
Space Force
nominal.
Station. Everything is looking good with Falcon 9.
Falcon 9 is supersonic. T-minus 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift off the Falcon 9. Go Falcon, go Starlink.
Shoot downrange. And 1D chamber pressure is nominal. Power and telemetry nominal.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Engines full power. Lift off, Starlink 423.
Vehicle pitching downrange.
1, chamber pressure is nominal.
You are watching Falcon 9 as it accelerates our Starlink satellites into orbit. And we got some really cool views of the vehicle flying through the clouds there.
Falcon is supersonic.
Minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition and liftoff of Starlink 3-4. Go Falcon 9.
Falcon is pitching downrange. Stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
Vehicle is pitching downrange.
Stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
You are watching Falcon 9 accelerate spaceflights Sherpa LTC-2 and our Starlink satellites out into space.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition and liftoff of Falcon 9. Go Blue Walker 3, go Starlink.
Vehicle is pitching downrange.
Stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
What you are seeing on your screen is Falcon 9 accelerating AST Space Mobile's Blue Walker 3 and our Starlink satellites into space.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition and liftoff of Starlink 4-34. Go Falcon 9.
Stage 1 chamber pressure.
And we've had a successful liftoff of Falcon 9 from Space Launch Complex 40 at Cape Canaveral, Florida. Beautiful night here at the
Falcon
Space
power and
Coast.
telemetry is nominal.
XQ. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition
and liftoff of Starlink 435. Go Falcon 9. Downrange. Stage 1, chamber pressures are nominal.
And with that successful liftoff of our Starlink satellites on our Falcon 9 vehicle.
Power and telemetry nominal.
From Space Launch Complex 40, lifting off at 7:32 p.m. Eastern Time.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition. Engines full power. And liftoff. Stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
Vehicle is pitching downrange. Stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
We're now at T plus 35 seconds into the 5th rotational crew mission on board Dragon and Falcon 9.
Coming up in just a few seconds, we'll hear the call out for Stage 1 throttle down.
Stage 1 throttle down.
Falcon 9 engines throttling down to help pass through the period of maximum dynamic pressure.
This period is known as max Q, and once the vehicle... There we just heard that the vehicle is now traveling faster than the speed of sound. Once through max Q, we'll throttle those Merlin engines back up.
Max Q. Stage 1 throttle up. Stage 1 throttle.
Stage 1 Bravo.
Copy 1 Bravo.
That call out for 1 Bravo means we're in the second and final abort mode for the first stage, continuing to get good performance. The crew is already pulling over 2 Gs. And next up...
T-10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Engine full power. And liftoff of Starlink 429. Go Falcon 9. Vehicle is pitching downrange. M1D chamber pressure is nominal. Power and telemetry nominal. Falcon supersonic. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition. And liftoff of Falcon 9. Go Falcon. Go Eutelsat Galaxy 33 and 34. Falcon 9 is pitching downrange.
T plus 40 seconds into flight, Falcon 9 successfully lifting off from Pad 40 at the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station, carrying Intelsat's Galaxy 33 and 34 satellites to orbit. Now, during ascent, we have begun tilting the engine, that's technically called gimbaling, and we've begun what's called a gravity turn. So we're beginning to move the rocket horizontally. We're still going up, but we're also going horizontally out
Falcon
over
9
the
is
Atlantic.
supersonic. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Engines full power and ignition. Lift off of Falcon 9. Go Hotbird, go Falcon.
Vehicle is pitching downrange.
Falcon 9 has successfully lifted off from Pad 40 at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station, carrying the Eutelsat Hotbird 13F satellite.
Nominal. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition and liftoff of Falcon 9. Go Starlink, go Falcon.
Vehicle is pitching downrange. Nominal power and telemetry.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Engines full power and liftoff. Go Starlink. Go Falcon 9. Go Starlink.
Vehicle is pitching downrange. M1D chamber pressure is nominal.
Power and telemetry, nominal.
Hawthorne, acquisition of signal.
As you can see, Falcon 9 has
Vehicle
successfully lifted off from Vandenberg Space Force Base, carrying our Starlink payload out into space.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. Vehicle is pitching downrange. M1D chamber pressure is nominal.
Headed to space. Is throttled down in preparation for max Q, moment of peak mechanical stress on the rocket.
Falcon Heavy is supersonic.
There we just heard the call out that the vehicle is now traveling faster than the speed of sound. What a beautiful sight.
Max Q.
All right, there we just heard the call out. That is the moment of peak mechanical stress on the rocket.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition and liftoff of Eutelsat Hotbird 13G. Go Falcon 9.
Nominal first stage chamber pressures.
Vehicles pitching downrange.
Falcon 9 has successfully lifted off from Pad 40 at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station, carrying Eutelsat Hotbird 13G satellite.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And liftoff of Intelsat Galaxy 31 and 32. Go Falcon 9.
Vehicles pitching downrange. M1D chamber pressure nominal.
Successful liftoff of Falcon 9 from Space Launch Complex 40 at the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station in Florida. We're carrying the Intelsat Galaxy 31 and 32 payloads to orbit.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Engines full power. And liftoff of Falcon 9. Go Eutelsat 10B, go 1049.
Vehicles pitching downrange. Stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
Falcon 9 has successfully lifted off from Pad 40 at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station, carrying the Eutelsat 10B satellite.
Power and telemetry.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Engines full power. And liftoff of CRS-26. Go Falcon and happy Thanksgiving ISS.
That's right, liftoff of SpaceX's Falcon 9 rocket for the 26th cargo resupply mission, bringing new science experiments and solar arrays to the International Space Station.
See Falcon 9 carrying CRS-26 on its way to the International Space Station.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition. Liftoff. Pitching downrange. M1D chamber pressure is nominal.
Falcon 9 has successfully lifted off from Pad 39A at Kennedy Space Center, carrying our OneWeb 1 payload. Now during ascent, we will tilt the engines, technically called gimbaling, and that'll turn the rocket horizontally slightly in what we call a gravity turn.
Nominal power and telemetry.
So we're still going up, but we're also going horizontally away from the launch pad. You can see a beautiful sunset view of that ascent of Falcon 9.
Vehicle supersonic.
Now in just a couple minutes, we will be throttling the engines down in preparation for max Q, or the maximum aerodynamic pressure.
Max Q.
We just passed through that moment. Now the first stage, or any rocket, typically needs to go about 17,500 miles per hour horizontally in order to avoid being pulled back down to Earth and actually make it into orbit. So you can keep an eye on that stage 1 telemetry on that bottom left-hand side of your screen.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition, liftoff.
Vehicles pitching downrange.
Stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
Falcon 9 has successfully lifted off from Pad 40 at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station, carrying the iSpace Series 1 lunar lander.
10,
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Engine ignition and liftoff. Liftoff of SWOT, our first global survey of Earth's surface water to study how this ever-changing resource affects our climate.
And there we get a nice view from the ground camera, and also we switch to the onboard camera.
Now, Denton, you didn't go outside to see the launch, but now we're feeling it inside here in the Mission Director Center, the rumble all around us from launch.
Absolutely. And now you're getting a good look at the onboard camera looking down towards the aft end of the rockets, and you can see the Merlin engines coming to life there.
And this room coming to life, really. Lots of rumble going on in here. And we're soon going to hear that the rocket is supersonic, meaning it's going faster than the speed of sound.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Engines full power, and liftoff of SES mPOWER. Go Falcon 9, go SES. Vehicles pitching downrange. M1D chamber pressure nominal. Power and telemetry nominal.
Falcon 9 has successfully lifted off from Space Launch Complex 40 at the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station in Florida, carrying the O3B mPOWER satellites to orbit. And here's a great view from the first stage, looking down at those Merlin 1D engines.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Engines full power. And liftoff of Starlink 437. Go Falcon, go Starlink. Falcon is pitching downrange.
With the incredible views that we've been seeing, you can see that Falcon 9 has lifted off from pad 39A, carrying our Starlink payload into space.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Engines full power, and liftoff of Starlink 5-1. Go Starlink, go ahead.
Pitching downrange.
And 1D chamber pressure zone.
Power and telemetry nominal.
You are currently watching the 60th launch of 2022, Falcon 9 carrying our Starlink payload out into space.
Vehicle supersonic.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition and liftoff. Falcon 9 and the Arrow 63 mission.
Vehicles pitching downrange.
And 1D chamber pressure is nominal.
Falcon 9 has successfully lifted off from Vandenberg Space Force Base's Space Launch Complex 4 East,
Nominal power and telemetry.
carrying the Arrow C3 payload.